damn it. God damn it. Whatever. There's no dinner tonight, I guess. I'm trying to figure out who this man is. Is he oops, I hit a button by accident. Is he the guy that, the boss of the double-decker bus? Not double-decker bus, the carriage rides or something like that from the first game? I swear we've seen him before. I just can't let me remember who he is. To begin with, let's ask ourselves what exactly is afoot here in this museum. The answer is revealed by the bundles of banknotes protruding so helpfully from your bag. Oh, that's money. I was wondering what that was. In my estimation, some 200 pounds. That is all my own money. Why are you just pocketing that thing? Shouldn't you put that away? So what does this large sum of money reveal? Ah, not as much as the involuntary glance you cast. It would seem, madam, to spells. Yes, the answer lies where your eyes now fall. The significance of the 200 pounds is revealed by that public notice. Waxwork for sale. Your business has hit hard times, it would seem. In short, you sold the infamous killer, the centerpiece of your special exhibit, for a sum of 200 pounds. Gone. Now, let us explore the curiosity with which we are presented. Actually, I didn't even see. Was that, when he pulled out the public notice, was that an exclamation mark or a question mark? I'm paying attention. Who was the portly gentleman stretched out so peacefully on the floor? Oh, it would appear the man has suffered a severe shock. Cause of which is clearly known to you. Unfortunately, madame, keeping secrets does not appear to be your forte. What dealt that man such a shocking blow was, of course, the $200 pounds. It would appear that you twisted this gentleman around your little finger most effectively. What are you suggesting? He rashly agreed to purchase the waxwork for the sum of 200 pounds. Only when he came to hand the money over did it occur to him what an extortionate amount he was paying. But the money was no longer in his hands. Stupid. And the results, the scene we see before us. He collapsed in shock. Yes, the killer in this special exhibit fetched the killer price. We can only pray that the gentleman's dreams are not plagued with regret. What the fuck are you talking about, Holmes? God damn it. And of course, there's a second part. Is it waxwork location? Question that arises then is what has become of the waxwork that changed hands? Let us consider that problem for a moment. You cannot possibly... What immediately struck me about this conundrum is the young man standing over there. I've been wondering about the man for the longest time. Who is this fellow? To find the answer, we need only to observe his neckerchief, such as is worn by policemen as a secret sign to fellow members of the force that a crime is being perpetrated. Yes, this young man is an undercover policeman, currently investigating this museum. I know him well, in fact. It's Sergeant John Clay. What are you talking about? This man is quite a celebrity. He received triple accolades at last year's policing awards. What? There's this old man. Next, we turn our attention to the old man sat before him with a particularly unsightly visage. Whatever. I've been watching closely, and he hasn't moved a muscle. Almost, in fact, as if he were a waxwork. Oh, there's a tag on him. What you? Your reaction only confirms my suspicion, madame. I noticed it at once, of course. Observe! Telltale sign that instantly proves whether or not this old man is a waxwork is the obvious price tag. I mean, I was curious about the price tag, but... How do you pronounce that? A tragically low price, you might say. Though perhaps that going rate for aging waxworks riddled with cracks. And yet you sold it to the portly gentleman for an exorbitant 200 pounds. I don't understand what's happening here. A sort of behavior that's sure to attract the attention of Scotland Yard. Isn't that so, madame? I don't understand what's happening. Yes, the waxwork you sold has already been seized by the police and remains in our custody as we speak. The old man must have be reunited with his grave in the special exhibit, and not a moment too soon. I don't understand what his logic is, and I don't understand what we're trying to figure out why there's a dead man over there. Is he even dead? He must not be dead if we're not calling the cops. Thus concludes Herlock Sholmes' great deduction of this horrifying puzzle. Maybe he is dead. I don't understand what we're... Oh my god, her wrist was broken as hell. I see you have stunned you all into silence.
You have, Hurley, you have.
You see her wrist? Look at that! On her bottom hand.
And you've obviously upset this young lady in the process. Her cauldron looks awfully hot.
I could just bring up 1 point, Mr. Sholmes. Ah, the notorious Naruhodo 1 point. I'm all ears, my dear fellow. According to your deduction, and the special exhibit features this old policeman. So, that would mean that he's the particularly ruthless murderer, wouldn't it? A killer policeman in utter mole. Sorry? It was a mysterious series of murders that rattled the capital only last year. Police rushed to the scene every time, only to find the culprit had disappeared into the ether.
And it turned out the culprit was the policeman himself, a senior officer by the name of Adamol.
So you mean that's who the sinister-looking old man there is supposed to be? I mean, he doesn't look sinister at all, but... Indeed, it's a particularly grim face, is it not? Unforgettable, in fact. Yes, I remember that odious countenance only too well. But is 200 pounds a lot of money for a wax model? It'd be enough to afford one of the latest steam carriages, if that puts things in perspective. So it's quite a lot then.
Is there anything else you wish to add? Before I melt you down.
That bubbling wax is looking more and more ominous.
The smell of all that molten wax is starting to worry me.
Mr. Sholmes did more or less just accuse her to her face, so I think I might have to call on your assistance here, Iris, if that's alright. Make some minor corrections to the great detective's great deductions.
Of course it's alright. We'll soon set things straight.
Well, let's get started then, shall we? Yes, please. Before Madame Tuspels vents her anger. I don't even understand just what I was waiting to hear, my dear fellow. So, Madame Tuspels, in accordance with our agreement, you shall now have the pleasure of seeing this famously great detective and temporary exhibit at work. My back. God. We're trying to figure out what would cause the man to be down on the floor, whether he's dead or passed out. To begin with, we must ask ourselves what exactly is afoot here in this museum. The answer is revealed by the bundle of banknotes protruding so helpfully from your bag. In my estimation, some 200 pounds. That
is all my own money.
But what does this large sum of money reveal? Not as much as the involuntary glance you cast, it would seem, Madame Tuspels. Yes, the answer lies where your eyes now fall. Towards the dead body? Did she just rob the man? I think they give us the 200 pounds revealed by the public notice. Definitely looked in this direction, it's true.
But I'm not sure she said any of her waxworks, even for 200 pounds.
Oh?
She must pour her heart and soul into making them, don't you think? Over and above the wax. With me, I wouldn't sell them for anything.
Oh, did he just make up saying that something was for sale? I thought he read the notice. That much money, I would. And it sounds like that makes me a bad person. No, that makes you reasonable. If you have the ability to make stuff, you can always just make it again and sell it for money if you need money to live, man. Well, anyway, I wonder if the 200 pounds could have some other significance.
Let's follow that furtive glance again and see if there's anything else that can explain it.
Oh, God. Stumbling. Is it just his body? It has to be the body, right? The couch. Oh, I can move. Oh. Whoa, what's this? What does it say? It says 200 on it.
What's that note doing pinned on the... Oh wait, what's that note doing pinned on the wall there?
Oh yes, let's see. Dear Madame Tispels, we've taken the prisoner from this room. Price for a safe return is 200 pounds. Have the money ready by noon on 23rd of October.
What?
This is... It's just like the sort of thing that's left behind when someone is kidnapped.
Yes, it's a ransom note.
Exactly. I like legitimately forgot. Didn't even... What did that say, that note? Dear Madame Tispels, we've taken the prisoner from this room. The price for a safe returns is 200 pounds. Okay, so that money is hers. She was telling the truth. She was about to pay that money to get the quote-unquote prisoner back. The prisoner is probably one of the waxworks or something.
He's a little rat! Look at him floating! I forgot about him!
But he looks so goddamn dapper in this suit. Look how crisp the goddamn goggles are. Every little details, man. God dang! Why don't they make another fucking Ace Attorney game like this? God fucking damn it. Significance of the 200 pounds is revealed by the ransom note. And also just... this game originally came out... on the 3DS? Right? In Japan? I think so. So what did that game look like, I wonder? Surely it didn't look as good as this. Quite so. We must congratulate these criminals on their inventiveness, abducting a waxwork. 200 pounds is no small ransom fee, yet you clearly intend to pay it.
Article in question has special importance, so I put together all the money I have.
In summary then, 200 pounds you have in your handbag is ransom money. Now, let us explore the next curiosity with which we are presented. Who was the portly gentleman stretched out so peacefully on the floor? Fucking don't remember who he is. He looks just so familiar. It would appear the man has suffered a severe shock. The cause of which is clearly known to you. Unfortunately, madame, keeping secrets does not appear to be your forte. What dealt that man such a shocking blow was, of course, the 200 pounds. Ow. The waxwork was kidnapped. Where does that leave us in terms of who this man is?
We'll just ask him when he comes around.
Okay, so he's not dead. Good. I think the point of this exercise is to understand the beauty of the deduction process, Iris.
Yes, you're right. Lily's trying so hard. We mustn't let them down.
Well, there's little doubt that he suffered a shock. That much seems clear. But in that case, what's Madame Tispels trying to hide? Let's have a closer look around. Something on her? You know what? I wasn't expecting this 2D... Right. Oh my god! That's terrifying! Yeah, Homegirl is just holding a hand on the... Fuck? What is this? Why do you have this hand? This? Oops. Maybe I should investigate that first. My bad. First glance, Madame Tispels' hand looks so slender and delicate, but obviously all the waxwork modeling she does make them big and strong. When it said hand of Madame, I thought it was insinuating that it's the hand of Madame because she's holding it. Not. I think that text is indicating that it's her actual hand, which is why I had to click on it to like get information out of it. I'm not reading this. I don't have time. Get away from me. What happened? What was that?
He looked like a very steady man, doesn't he?
What? I don't even know what's happening. Oh, perhaps he was struck.
Perhaps he was struck on the back of the head with something hard.
Oh, okay. It's a hint. All right. Whatever did leave the man out cold like that. Okay, so she's saying that they're saying that she knocked him out with this hand. I just need to fucking get this hand first. High five, or rather, low five.
This is just Madame Tispels' right hand, isn't it?
Yes, it must be. You can clearly see her left hand after all.
Oh, but wait a minute. This is a left hand as well. Look.
Don't say such creepy things, Iris, please.
And it seems very stiff too. In fact, it's really hard.
You mean it's made of wax? Okay. Look at her hair. Look how it fans out. And it's so shallow. That's not how hair works, but we'll let it go. What dealt the man such a shocking blow was, of course, the waxwork hand. Indeed, with a solid waxwork limb, one could deliver a very substantial blow.
How could you?
No 5. Hand protruding from the bottom of your cape. It ought to be a right hand, but closer inspection reveals that it is in fact a left hand. Somewhat masculine as well. In other words, it does not belong to you, madame. It is the hand of a waxwork model. Oh, God!
Some of the visitors to my museum can be troublesome. They meddle with the exhibits and cause damage.
So you mean that arm?
Yes, this gentleman saw fit to try to remove it as a souvenir.
Why? What would you do with it? Hang it up on the wall? It's just a mannequin hand. What would you do with it? No small keepsake. Like taking a whole branch of a cherry tree when you go to view the blossoms. At least that's pretty. This doesn't make any sense. It's like going up to the, going to a shopping mall and then going up to the mannequin and just stealing the arm. What are you gonna do with it?
I'm afraid I had to teach the man a lesson.
You confronted the man and tried to take the arm back. And the result, the scene we see before us, he was knocked unconscious. A point we may need to revisit later. But for the time being, we have our conclusion. Yes, the killer in this special exhibit has been kidnapped. Oh. I was like, what? Question that arises then is what has become of the waxwork that changed hands? Let us consider that problem for a moment.
Could that possibly?
What immediately strikes me about this conundrum is the young man standing over there. Oh, is he missing his arm? That must be his arm. Who is this fellow? Find the answer. We need only to observe his neckerchief. According to Mr. Sholmes, the yellow neckerchief is a sign to other policemen that some crime is underway.
A way of communicating with his colleagues without revealing his identity, yes. A secret that's closely guarded by Scotland Yard.
That Mr. Sholmes didn't hesitate to give away.
Well, uncovering secrets is any true detective's nature, of course.
Right. Anyway, judging from Madame Tuspel's reaction to Mr. Sholmes' deductions, I think perhaps we might not have identified the man quite correctly.
Because he's missing this stupid arm.
Duh! Is there anything else I can see? I gotta make sure before I fucking present it. What the? The man has a stub sticking out of his shoulder where his arm should be.
Ah, well, let's settle that then.
Right. This isn't a real person at all.
His entire arm's been ripped off from the shoulder down.
His arm's been... Of course. It ties in with what we just found out. Also, this police officer here, he has a yellow kerchief on his tied on his arm. Is he gonna fucking wake up? I'm assuming he's real. Who is this fellow? Find the answer. We need only to observe his shoulder stub. No such boneless human walks this earth. Of that I can assure you. I don't know that. In other words, the man standing here, the young Sergeant John Clay, is in fact, defying all odds, a waxwork model. I seem to remember it was you who concluded he was a real person in the first place, Mr. Sholmes. Shut up.
He's become quite a celebrity in London, being the winner of no less than 3 policing awards last year. I simply had to make a model of the man.
Naturally. What other explanation could there be? It was the detective's arm that was pulled off by the man on the floor in the special exhibit, wasn't it? My god, he pulled off the sleeve and everything? Next, we turn our attention to the old man sat before him with a particularly unsightly visage, whatever. I've been watching closely, and he hasn't moved a muscle. Almost, in fact, as if he were a waxwork.
But you...
Your reaction only confirms my suspicion, madame. I noticed it at once, of course. Observe! Telltale sign that instantly proves whether or not this old man is a waxwork is the obvious price tag. Oh, is the price just for the scarf, maybe? Killer policeman. Called Ottermole, was it? Was he well known?
It was all over the papers last year, but I can't say I know what he looks like. It's a very low price, though. Truppence isn't much money.
Enough for a few measly hours of gas and Mr. Garudeb's delightful lodgings. Fact. So this is a special killer taken from the special exhibit, is it? A waxwork that somebody stole from the museum and tried to ransom for 200 pounds. Is this crusty old killer policeman Automole? Really?
Or else you should have a good look around again and see if another idea crops up.
Telltale sound that instantly proves whether or not this old man's a wax. He's alive! Why is he just sitting here? Why is he sitting here pretending that he's not awake? Telltale's sign that instantly proves whether or not this old man is a waxwork is the obvious twitch. Even the most realistic waxworks do not exhibit a twitch. In other words, this splendid old man is in fact a genuine member of Scotland Yard. A slight shift in your choice of adjectives then. Is he just here to guard the fucking museum or something? But because they have all the people rounded up at the Crystal Tower for the sign stuff, they couldn't have anyone on hand, so they just brought it in. And there you have it. Well, Madame Dispels.
Well, what? It was me who contacted the police and demanded that someone come in the first place. He's clearly fatigued. He's sound asleep.
But then, what's this tag about showing a price of 3 pence? No doubt the price tag of the muffler, which is the old Bobby purchased recently at the local market. And I presume you've observed the scarf tied around his arm. Does that not strike you, Mr. Naruhodo? Yes, the secret sign used by detectives to show that some criminal activity is currently underway.
Of course, because, as you know, there has been just such criminal activity happening here. As you deduced from the very beginning, Detective.
No, it would seem that we finally arrived at the truth. Waxwork of the especially ruthless killer from the special exhibit has been kidnapped. And Scotland Yard are already investigating. But the model's whereabouts remains a mystery. Thus concludes Herlock Sholmes' great deduction of this horrifying puzzle. A stupid puzzle. So, someone stole her one of her prized art waxworks and is ransoming it for 200 pounds. And in the process, and while that's happening, some old fart or some fat fart wanted to steal the arm of one of the waxworks, and in turn, she beat him over the head with it.
All sorts of people visit my museum here. Men and women, young and old. Sometimes they drop in just for a short time on their way back from the pub. I welcome them all. But if anyone tries to damage my exhibit, I do not take it lightly. Anyway.
So what does this tell us?
Your great deduction was even more enchanting than I had been led to believe.
What? He's gotten by somehow. It was a pleasure, my dear madame. I'm gratified that you enjoyed the spectacle. And as for your rough customer, I've no doubt he'll regain consciousness shortly and return home. What concerns me more is the waxwork from the special display. If it was indeed genuinely abducted.
Yes, tragically it was.
And I would ask you to recount to us the events surrounding the stolen waxwork. In as much detail as possible, if you please. God.
Very well. But after I've told you what I know, I must insist that you return to your work.
Talents of a great detective could be put to better use, I feel. But as you wish. You're the one who offered to her. Or you're the one who fucking wanted the money. Oh, howdy. Alright. Stolen artwork. Tell us more about the stolen waxwork, please.
It was some days ago now, when I came in here one morning, I immediately noticed that a waxwork was missing from the special exhibit here. It is your most prominent display. Susato! That's why the curtains were closed. And I found the ransom note in its place.
Culprit must have broken in during the night and taken it then.
So this waxwork that was stolen, it was a model of some horrible criminal, I suppose?
Of a particularly horrible criminal, in fact. The killer who left a more profound scar on society than any other, I would say. The professor. Oh! Not a name I've heard of. What? So, Mr. Naruhodo, it seems the circle is complete. Sorry?
Professor case happened around the time I was born, didn't it?
The what? Indeed it did, Iris. 10 years ago, a series of murders that rocked the capital. 10 years ago? Yes, at exactly the time. That Baruch Van Zieks graduated from university, in fact. What? Surely he's not saying...
So the big event that changed Mr. Reaper's life...
As you've surmised, it was the professor case. Who was the professor then? I want to know.
It was a series of gruesome murders that had all of London gripped in terror a decade ago. After 5 victims were killed, the man was arrested and put to death.
And now he's immortalized here in wax for all Londoners to admire and enjoy. Though, of course, he happens to be absent at present, on account of the abduction. But I don't understand. How is all this related to Lord Van Zieks? You must first understand, my dear fellow. Why is it that the professor earned such infamy? It was due to the victims he chose. Some of Whitehall's finest.
What do you mean, Harley?
Those murdered by the professor were some of the highest members of the British aristocracy. Did the professor kill his family? Members of the nobility, even royalty. It sent shockwaves through the country's administration. Members of the... wait, of course. What Professor Harebrained said. Lord Van Zieks is from a family with noble blood.
Oh gosh.
It was the 5th victim that led to Professor's arrest. The last of the killer's prey was a young noble by the name of... Clint Van Zieks. Aww. No! I don't believe it! Van Zieks? Aww. I'm sure you can piece together the rest for yourself. In the wake of his older brother's murder, the young Baruch pursued a career as a prosecutor. Oh, so is the painting on the wall his brother then? I said it was strong-heart. And eventually, became the Reaper we know today. Wait a minute. Young Baruch pursued a career as a prosecutor. What, is this another instance of he was originally going to become a defense attorney but then chose to be a prosecutor instead? Is this another... He's just basically Edward then, right? Because he was studying law. It was just a matter of... But he said he pursued a career as a prosecutor after his death. So he must have been trying to pursue fucking... It's just Edward. I had no idea Lord Van Zieks had such a tragic past. Well, I'm afraid that's all I can say on the matter. For the time being, at least. After all, I have work to do. As a waxwork exhibit.
I am afraid I shall have to excuse myself as well.
Oh, yes, of course. It's been a pleasure. Thank you. That's so sad. Well, none of the predicted scenarios I've been analyzing involved you coming to visit me here. What? Who said this? Who's saying this? Oh, friends just seeing each other behind bars. Oh my god, what was your voice? It's been too long, it really has. I'm delighted to see you, Baruch. It's been 10 years. Here we are, meeting in a prison of all places.
I can't forgive myself for what happened to Mr. Asman. I just can't.
What a strange... These two are so strange together.
I still can't believe it could have happened.
Tomorrow, the court will decide.
Yes. I have a young Eastern man acting for my defense. He seems reliable enough, though. Yeah, it was an accident. A terrible accident. He assured me he could prove it.
I must warn you.
Oh, I know. I've heard already. You're gonna be prosecuting, aren't you?
Yes.
Since I returned to England, I've heard lots of stories.
Herlock?
Really?
What?
Never mind. I know that you have my best interest at heart.
My friend is on trial. I wouldn't entrust it to anybody else.
Of course, I fully understand. Now I bit my tongue. Thank you, Barak.
What? Until tomorrow, then. I'll see you in court. Isn't there like a conflict of interest because of this? I guess that doesn't really matter. Finally! Oh boy! The thing is, I haven't even been going for very long. It's been like a total of like 3-ish hours, less than 3 hours, but I'm so fucking tired. Oh my god. took goddamn long. But finally we made it to alright. Maybe I shouldn't take such long breaks. Maybe I should just fucking play a game like a normal person would. Which, now that I've touched on this, I probably will get back to this a bit more frequently. Like, look at this, the 3-month span. Yeah, thank you so much for watching. Okay, goodbye!